Hey, this is Russ, and welcome to the Campaign After Show. As the war for the Ventress system ravages the surface of Thea 7, underneath the battlefield, past long-forgotten sewage systems and briefly relevant garbage, lies the base of operations for the Thean genestealer cult. Lovingly made out of scrap MDF, Munitorum containers, and an ungodly amount of hot glue, the base of the Thean cult is a buzz of activity. Before we get into it, I've got some saved up rolls from the first game, so we'll get these out of the way first. So if you don't want any spoilers, make sure to watch the first game now. And, whilst you're there, watch the second game. And since you are there, you might as well watch all my other videos as well. A couple of times. Yeah. Anyway, these are the battle scar rolls for the genestealer cult for the first game. So any operative that was incapacitated during a game has to roll battle scars at the end to see if they have any sort of lasting injuries from the battle. On the roll of a 1, you have to roll for a battle scar, and if you get a second 1, you'll be dead forever. Dun dun dun. I'm just going through these pretty quickly, and as you can see, no one fails the casualty roll, so no one gets any battle scars. The first game didn't have any tac ops and was pretty light in general on ways to score XP, but we'll have a quick look at the operatives here and their current XP count. They'll need to be over 5 XP to advance their rank. So this section's sort of like my data card. It's got the number of missions, any battle scars, and I'm also going to include a kill tally as the campaign goes on, though that might be quite fun, and any mission objective XP, tac op XP, and total XP, as well as their rank. Heavy Stubber is definitely the MVP for the genestealer cult for the first game, as he got 3 kills, almost getting enough to level up. So as you might have noticed if you watched the first game, we are homebrewing a few things, so in this campaign the teams can mix.
Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
So I did run a fire team of genestealers alongside my cult, and because I've already run the second game, I've already done the battle scar roll for the one genestealer who was incapacitated during the game, and he was fine. But we'll get to their second game soon. To give you an idea of how my team operates, I've created a handy little hierarchy flowchart. My broodlord currently is the head honcho, the numero uno, the top dog, the main man, the capitan, the big swinging dick.
Dude, while we're young.
And reporting to the broodlord is the cult leader and the genestealer leader, and their lackeys are under them respectively. Now, I have recently ordered some new genestealer cult models to be able to upgrade my team to a wyrmblade kill team.
Wyrmblade? Oh, I'm sorry, was womb ferrets taken?
And I think I'm just going to transition my current models into a wyrmblade kill team once I've painted them up. So before we go into this second game with the genestealer cult / hive fleas mashup, or the Thean cult I guess in large, we're going to assign our strategic assets and spend some requisition points. At the start of the campaign you get 4 requisition points and you have a strategic assets capacity of 2. Each time your kill team completes a game they'll get 1 requisition point. So with a total of 5, I'm going to use 2 requisition points for asset acquired twice to get 2 strategic assets. So I'm going to assign my strategic assets to a tactical uplink, which means I can use a tactical ploy without spending any CP per turning point, and I'm going to get a med bay so that I can reroll a casualty test. I'm going to be slightly reserved, I think. With my RP, I'm spending 2 on 2 lots of equipment drops. Now, as I'm sharing teams, what I'm doing is each team will get 10 equipment points each game. So I'll get 10 equipment points for my hive fleet and my genestealer cult. So at 1 RP each, that'll bring me down to 1 RP remaining. So moving straight into the second game now, which, and spoilers ahead, here's a link to the second game, watch it and the first one first. So for this game I'll be running a genestealer fire team and a swarm fire team of termagants. So to keep it nice and simple for me and my tiny brain, I'm going to be going for 5 lots of flesh hooks. And here's what they look like. I was a little unsure what they were, so I did Google it, and just as a piece of advice from me to you, don't do what I did and just Google flesh hooks on their own without context. Make sure you're including Tyranids or Warhammer 40k or any other keyword that might direct Google Images to send you towards the relatively safe corner of the internet reserved for miniature war games, instead of what was honestly an educational experience, and one that was hard to explain to my partner, that took it upon herself to walk in for a chat at that very time, to then turn to the screen, and I got to kind of witness her questioning the very core of our relationship as I tried to desperately backpedal out of the images that were now plastered on the screen. It was a fun time. So now that the equipment and everything else has been spent, the game of course has happened, time travel, so now we're going to be doing the battle scars for the second game. The leader is fine, GS1 is fine, Genestealer 2 is injured, so I'm going to use my med bay because I'm rolling my best models first, so I don't want to waste my reroll. And it's a 1 again, so he's definitely got a battle scar, and worst case scenario, he's dead. So on a 2, he has a critical impairment, which means that this operative cannot perform dash actions, and its APL characteristic cannot be increased. So that's fun. And the other genestealers are both fine. I'm not going to be showing all the dice rolls for the Termies, but Termagant 2 and 3 both got injuries, and they both got severe concussion, which means they basically always shoot as if they were injured, so a -1. So I'm just going to fly through the experience points for the Genestealers now. Not a great showing in their second outing really. Most of the kills coming from the reserve Genestealers, so they won't be getting the XP for it. And in fact the Termagants got most of the XP. They got both behind enemy lines and implant. As such, Termy 1 is on 2 XP for behind enemy lines because he scored it both times, and Termy 6 and 7 are on 1 XP for implant. All the Hive Fleet operatives do have numbers on their bases. It's not that I'm xenophobic, but they do just all look alike. So each team also picks a spec op, or each player picks a spec op, which is an objective or a series of objectives that you must complete in order over a series of games, at the end of which you gain additional items that could be rare equipment or any other sort of additional XP basically. The spec op I've chosen for my Genestealer hybrid mashup is Infiltrate the Enemy, so Operation 1 is completing 5 games in which I score victory points for Rob and Ransack, Implant, or behind enemy lines. So that's pretty much it for the after show for now. With the Wyrmblade expansion coming, I've got some serious painting to do, although most of my models that I've already got should be able to fit in. It just should be a few extra models like the Kelemorph and a Sanctus maybe, or maybe, you know, maybe Geordie becomes a Sanctus. Don't want to give too much away, but I have ordered a Sanctus, so I could do an agent or a sniper, a Kelemorph, and the Locust, just because it looks kind of like a really cool model. If I can justify getting Emma to do one for her Imperium side, I'll try and do that as well, but of course there's no base being built, but we'll see how it goes. If you find this interesting, let me know. And we'll see about putting one up for the Imperium side of things. So if you're running a narrative campaign yourself, get in touch. I'd love to talk about it. I'm a big fan of narrative games at the moment. If there's anything you'd like me to include in the narrative, or you think I should include, I'm aware of boss battles and stuff like that, adding them in. I have an idea to upgrade one of the battles to a 500 point 40k combat patrol mission. If that works, that'd be quite a nice way to ramp up the conflicts. Anything you think might be a cool thing to add, I'm all ears, and I'd like to get the community as involved as they want to be in this project. A real passion project for me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.